Hey guys, I'm making this quick video to share an incident that just happened 15 minutes ago when I went to the fruit shop to have tender coconut. And what I observed in this incident kind of just gave me some uncomfortable thoughts and realizations, which I want to share. So I was just standing right here and in front of the shop and having tender coconut on the footpath, okay, and 5 yards from me towards the left, there comes a two-wheeler with a mother and her 4 or 5 year old, maximum 4 or 5 year old girl child, who was sitting behind in the two-wheeler. So the mother was wearing a sari and the girl was wearing like a t-shirt and a pant. So I think it was like a jeans pant, okay. So the mother got down from the two-wheeler. She didn't park the two-wheeler like inside the parking, like facing the shop. Not facing the shop. It was facing. It was just like horizontally facing the road. Okay, so it was on the road, and she just put this side stand, and she got down from the two-wheeler, and the girl child was just sitting on the two-wheeler. She just made her, okay, just wait, I'll just come back. And she went inside the shop. She was buying some vegetables or something, and I was just watching that. It wasn't a good idea. Okay, I was not very happy with that idea, because the side stand and the child was just holding the handle bar behind the two-wheeler. She was just holding that and sitting down, and all of a sudden the mother asked the child to get down and then come. She said in Hindi, just get down from the two-wheeler and come for a second. And I was just watching this, having tender coconut, and when the girl child lifted her leg and put it on the other side and wanted to get down, I think it was her weight that just made the two-wheeler just fall down, and the girl fell down along with the two-wheeler, and she was very badly hurt on the knees, okay, on her knees. And the two-wheeler fell down, and we were just watching, and this lady, the mother, just comes running to the child, and the girl child just stands up holding her knee. And let me just go a little slow motion here. Now the mother comes. From the mother's perspective, everybody's watching, okay, there are few people watching, myself included, and she knows at the very moment that somebody is going to tell the mother that you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have left the child like that, with the two-wheeler slanting down, and it could fall. It wasn't a good idea. So at that immediate second, she wanted to defend that, okay, and she immediately starts to, not to yell at the child, she was just saying, I told you get down slowly, why can't you get down slowly? And the shopkeeper runs to the to the two-wheeler, and he lifts the two-wheeler up, and we noticed that the fuel, the petrol, is just dripping down and leaking out of the two-wheeler. And certain things that was like kind of uncomfortable and pretty disturbing me was, the first of all, the girl child, she started to cry. She started to hold the knee, and then she started to cry, saying, "Amma," like so much pain she was in. And first of all, the mother's reaction was, I told you to get down slowly. It's like 4 to 5 year old child. And immediately the next second, as soon as the shopkeeper lifts the two-wheeler, the mother goes on and examines the two-wheeler from where the petrol was leaking. The petrol leaking stopped, by the way, when after he lifted and put side stand, the leaking stopped, but there were a few drops on the road, and she was down examining the two-wheeler, if there are any scratches and what happened to the two-wheeler. And I see the child still crying. And now you might get the obvious meaning here, right? Like the first observation is, the mother did not give solace to the child. She's after all a 4 or 5 year old child. She obviously wouldn't have practiced getting out from the two-wheeler like that or something, and she was crying. The first thing that she needed was attention. She needed the attention, not the two-wheeler. And second of all, that attention should be like more loving and kindness, like, are you okay? First of all, what happened to your knee? Because she fell down with the two-wheeler. The two-wheeler kind of just fell on her, and something could have happened. She's like crying with pain. And the mother didn't even touch her. She just said, you know, can't you get down slowly? Something she was just saying, but it was just like instructing her, like you should have done this or you should have done that. Now the problem here seems to be ego. Okay. Now one thing is the child should have, the mother should have protected the child first, and then probably she could have taken a look at the two-wheeler. But the mother seemed to have, one way if we see, the mother seemed to have protected, or rather defended the two-wheeler, not the child. But the deeper meaning that I kind of see is that she was kind of trying to protect her own ego, because it was her fault. And it's a very subtle thing here. She wanted to defend herself and just avoid anybody just telling her that it was her fault, including the child herself. The child doesn't know. She just is crying out of pain, and she just wants some attention and all that. I was kind of hesitant to go nearby because I kind of didn't like the lady's approach. But she was trying to protect her ego because she didn't want to be blamed. And that was actually her fault. And of course, she may go home and then later look at the child if she's fine and all right, and then she'll give some care and all that. But the message of this whole video that I want to share is how much are we actually subtly protecting our own egos. We don't want to be wrong, even if we actually know deep within ourselves that we are actually wrong, and somebody is hurt by our wrongdoings. We would do all we can in order to first just protect, in order to defend any sort of remark or anything upon us, and we would just try to protect that. And we would just do that. Sometimes if you see, if she had been my place and if I had taken her place, if she is the person who's observing this, she might have noticed this. She might have noticed that actually it is my fault. Okay. Because I'm in this example, I'm just taking the other side, and it's my fault. He should have taken care of the child better. But when we are in that position, whether we actually, it's not that we do not know we are wrong. It's actually sometimes we do know that we are wrong, but we just try to justify or rectify, and because we don't want to be blamed. Something stupid, silly as this one. So any other thing. So this is one of the examples. It can be even more of certain even damaging things that we can actually do, but still we would protect ourselves, protect our egos. It's actually seeming to be pretty hard to immediately accept, like authentically immediately accept our mistakes and try to not do that again. And that's another thing. So I think it's a poison. It's a poison to protect our ego. And I just want to share this video to see if all of us in our day-to-day activities, are we actually protecting, like trying to defend ourselves, defending our ego, not to be remarked or blamed for something that we did or did not do. But the actual problem is the actual problem. We're trying to see what needs to be done to rectify that, but we're actually protecting ourselves. Even if it's something like this, your own child or yourself, your ego is more important than anybody else's well-being in general. So in subtle ways, are we doing that? That is one question that I think we need to ask on a consistent basis in order to see that we stay humble, we stay do not. I think this is humility, right? This is being humble, and small incidents and subtle things, events that happen in our day-to-day lives like this is an example and a test for us to see actually how much we would actually go ahead and protect ourselves at the cost of not being humble and not caring for other people actually. Okay, so I hope this made sense to you, and I hope that you'll reflect on this.